ADS is a good founded organization.
Our mission over the years, and really has not changed, is to partner with communities, and in so doing they are able to change their lives.
Besides being a church organization, it has molded me.
We have covered around 112,000 beneficiaries.
Through vine multiplication, I'm able to take my 5 sons to local universities. 2 have finished, 3 are still undergoing. 1 is in Egerton, 1 is in Moi, and 1 is in Rift Valley Technical College.
Our relation with the Anglican Development Services Western, that is ADS, it's really commendable and remains outstanding.
What we have been doing is social transformation.
Kwa hiyo kulima natarajia kuwa pia mimi Sonko.
Within the hotspot area, we have about 65% reduced violence.
They come to us with their ideas and then we support them in partnership.
We do this despite being a people of faith, but because we are faith people.
My prayer, may the favor of God rest upon us. O God, establish the work of our hands.
Mimi naitwa Brian Owade, nafanya kazi ya ukulima. Nimefanya ukulima kwa miaka 4. Ninashukuru sana ADS, licha ya kuwa mashamba ni madogo, wanazidi kunisaidia na ujuzi na teknolojia zinazoweza mimi kuzalisha mboga mingi, na kwa wakati mfupi. Niko na watoto 2 wanaenda shule, lazima wasome kutoka kwa mapato ya mboga. Kwa hiyo kulima natarajia angalau niweze kuwa pia mimi Sonko kwa masonko wengine. Tumekuwa na changamoto ya kiangazi. Kwa mapato yenye nitapata, ninafikiria kwenda Kisumu ili niweze kupata dam liner, ili niweze kuvuna maji ya mvua. Pia ninawia kuwa na mashini ya kunisaidia kukata nyazi, ili ninapoenda kulisha pale ng'ombe na pia kwa familia kuwe na kazi rahisi pale kwa kulima.
Just like Brian, thousands of community members and households living within Busia, Vihiga, Bungoma and Kakamega counties, Western Kenya, are living witness to the impact of various interventions by Anglican Development Services Western, ADSW as it is commonly known.
We have a very good relationship with the ADS. They have helped us to rehabilitate the forest block in Iloro. The forest was pathetic. When they came in, first of all, they supported us with capacity building. 2, they supported us financially and even brought us some other seedlings to start a nursery, so that the nursery may support also the project. So ADS was like a mother to us.
But how did this great organization, Anglican Development Services Western, come to be?
Yeah, ADS, before it was called Western Christian Community Services. And the Anglican Board of Christian Community Services came up with the idea that we cluster the regions. So Western region was composed of the 5 dioceses. That was Maseno North, Nambale, Katakwa, now Bungoma, Butere came later, and now Mumias. So that was the composition.
So we had the lake region, the mountain region, the sugar belt, and eastern.
So 1999, I took over as a person in charge. In every diocese, there was the Department of Development. They thought of how to reorganize the place to make it developed. We did some strategic plans for the place, for the organization, in terms of fundraising and the rest for the organization.
The ADS is actually owned by the Anglican Church. It is the social transformation vehicle of the Anglican Church, working with 6 dioceses here in Maseno North, Diocese of Butere, Mumias, Bungoma, looking at the work we're doing in Katakwa and Nambale. And so Western region consolidated itself into a region. And so in the 90s, it was also about branding, just being able to say that this is a brand we are putting out there for us to be able to do development. At some point, there was also even a rebranding in 2014.
I remember when I was a member of staff, we were actually targeting thousands of households within the Western region.
Our core values in terms of what drives us, a key one is stewardship. We really believe that this work has been handed down to us. We will hand it down to others.
Over the years, the organization has evolved in many fronts and is now more structured to deliver services in various cluster areas. Since the turn of the 20th century, Kenya's Western region has had its fair share on responding to the burden of HIV and AIDS within its community members, just like many other regions in the country.
Hii mradi wa ADS nilipatana nayo 2008 nikiwa HIV positive. Stigma ilikuwa juu, kulikuwa na manufaa, tukafundishwa. Sasa stigma ambayo ilikuwa mingi ambayo tulikuwa tumekataliwa kwa community, saizi Navahola haiko.
Initially we have had issues with the stigma, and this program has helped us. Let me say we serve 95% of infected people from the community to this facility. Like initially they opt to go to CGH, that is General, Malava, or our neighboring county, Bungoma.
ADS has mainly focused on trying to help orphans and vulnerable children and their households. We have supported them to be able to access affordable health care.
When nilifika 6 years old, nikauliza mom, mbona wanga nachukuanga hizi drugs every day? Kila siku, kila time naniambia nimezi hizi dawa. Kanieleza, nikajua that I'm HIV positive. ADS kwangu imenisaidia. I was so afraid. Akanisaidia how can I share my story with others. Na pia ADS imenisaidia kuwa strong and courageous. Nataka nikigrow kwa engineer.
Mwendo project was being funded by USAID. It was an HIV/AIDS project that had a focus on children who are vulnerable. So it had a component of clinical treatment, household economic strengthening, and referrals. So our role was to create that awareness, enroll children, and then they were given treatment. Those who are found to be positive after testing, a number of them who are positive, their suppression load, their viral load was suppressed.
We work with 5 beaches to reach out to the cadre that we call the fisher folks. And these fisher folk, there are high incidences of HIV and AIDS amongst the communities. We focus on behavior change, communication to reduce the incidences of HIV and AIDS.
Though Kenya's western region enjoy good rains, in recent years there is a worrying trend declining yields, begging the need for innovative interventions to address food security imbalance. Focus on programming and activities on food and nutrition security has gradually transitioned from quantity to quality evaluation.
I'm James Opetu. I multiply vines. I used to plant sugarcane. When I met agriculture people in a field day somewhere in Buchifi, I picked interest to start planting potato from the story I had in that field day, of which I was chosen and I was taken to Pukura. Then I picked an interest of multiplying vines from there after being trained. Me, I do vine multiplication and my wife does roots. So we sell, she sells roots and I sell vines, and we are able to have money to run the family on a daily basis. And at the university, we are able to pay for the rent, to pay for the tuition. My children don't sleep hungry.
The 4 pillars of food availability have been carried out in terms of engaging the beneficiaries in the Western region And here we have had interventions that are focusing on how we support the beneficiaries to be able to produce beyond their normal levels in terms of not just looking at the product, but looking at the productivity. Within the small area the farmer has, is able to produce enough for the family and surplus for sale.
The biggest impact I have seen, that is the community ownership on the programs. Initially they used to look at hii ni kazi ya Irene, but right now they are working by themselves. In case there is a problem with that farm, they take action. They have been empowered to do things on their own.
While most parts of Western Kenya enjoy peace and stability, it's a sad recurring trend every general election year in the country as tensions rise and peace is threatened.
In Mount Elgon, when we had the skirmishes, people who were affected most were women. Most of the men died during the skirmishes. I had a child who was 4 months old, and I had to run away for my life and for my kid without anything.
The Western Kenya Peace Initiative joins together 12 partner organizations. We call them POs. Every cycle of 5 years, repeatedly, we have violences, especially during the electioneering period.
Tulikuwa na shida hapa Kapkateny ya mambo ya boundary. Wakati wa inaitwa nini county village administrative units hapa Toiwandet sublocation, ikabadilishwa jina wakaita Sinoko, na Sinoko ni jina ya Kibukusu. So jambo hilo alikuenda sawa na likalete taharuki kubwa sana. Kitu ADS ilifanya, wakatengeneza mkutano ACK Church Kapkateny na wakaita wazee waende waketi chini na wazungumuze. Watu walizungumuza. Mpaka leo hii it's not an issue. Hiyo jina Sinoko imebaki ni Sinoko village, lakini ni Toiwandet sublocation. So we have married the two names isut ile hali pengine yuko kwa sasa.
In the past we used to hear of ethnic cleansing, but it never happened to the entire nation like it did in 2007-2008. So from that time, we've been very careful as a church to ensure that we advocate for peace. We want people to live together, to coexist peacefully.
And so we have identified over 15 hotspots, and Mount Elgon is one of them. In Mount Elgon area, our key interest and focus is to provide a platform for the community members to talk together, particularly with the administration. And we are happy to report that within the hotspot area, we have about 65% reduced violence.
Besides peace matters, ADS Western has a great focus on matters governance and advocacy. Devolution of resources, one of the many wins by Kenya's adoption of new constitution in 2010, has changed the face of advocacy because now funds are available at county administration level and development planning has to be undertaken from a community perspective.
As civil society in Busia County, we have been operating but loosely, but now when ADS came into being, and particularly when we requested for their support, with support from ADS, we were able to conduct a series of trainings. Through the trainings, we were able to do a SWOT analysis and pestle analysis to understand particularly the dynamics of the NGOs in the county. Also, we have now been able to speak with one voice on behalf of the voiceless.
With majority of the local community members being farmers, the weather patterns have been changing, impacting their livelihoods negatively. This motivated ADSW to partner with farmers and embrace other farming activities.
We started here as ADS beekeeping in the year 2002. We started with 2 beehives, especially here in the Busia County, and then the project was spread across the whole of Western region. So the 4 counties were covered, that's Bungoma, Busia, Kakamega and Vihiga.
Watu wengi walikuwa
wameharibu sana mazingira kupanda miti, lakini imetusaidia kwa kupanda miti, na hata sasa apiari zingine unapata mtu ameweka chini ya mti hajajengea hata nyumba.
Climate change can be looked at two levels, local and global. And in either cases, ADSW is addressing empowering local communities they serve to mitigate against global challenges.
Tangu 2019 tukaanza kupata janga la backflow. Fikia 2020 Afrika ikashikana kwa wingi, watu wote wakahama wakaenda camp. Nyumba ndio hizo zinaonekana vile ziko, zingine zilianguka. Kwa nimefuga kuku zikaenda, nilikuwa nimejaribu kufuga mbuzi zikakufa hapa na hapo. Wakati wa kuhama boti na ilizama, kazama na kila kitu. Baada hiyo tukio ADS kakuja katusaidia na mahema, katusaidia mtungi ya kuweka maji na hata dawa za kutibu maji.
In terms of environment and climate change, we have worked with Nandi, Kakamega, and Vihiga to help them develop county climate change funding policies and mechanisms that would help them raise funds to protect their areas.
Towards addressing environmental and climate change within the region, ADSW track record remains commendable and very visible through community work as well as the county governments within the region.
The relationship between the county government of Vihiga and the ADS Western is that ADS Western is our major partner on matters of environment and climate change. They have helped us to come up with the Vihiga County Climate Change Act of 2019. They have also been a key partner in establishing the climate change structures, which are now the ones approving the proposals for climate change investments.
25 years later, the organization has come a long way. A lot of development continue to happen on the different projects' focus areas. Service delivery to the communities is still expanding, and millions of community members are benefiting.
Community development is at the center of our mission as a church. Jesus said in the Gospel according to St. John, "I have come that you may have life and life in abundance." And abundant life means that people can access food. It means people can access health care. It means people can live in an environment that is safe and one that has no violence as such. And this really is at the heart of the Christian gospel. Jesus himself is the Prince of Peace.
Indeed, the story of ADSW is the story of resilience, community engagement, participation, and transformative in all fronts.
Honestly, we wouldn't be here without our partners. It has not been a one-man show. It's not been just about ADS Western. It's really been, I would say, accompanying each other on a journey of transforming lives.
Our partnership goes back the whole 25 years. And it's been a great privilege to go on this journey with ADS Western and to see things grow and programs and projects grow from an early start. Small and modest projects such as health for under fives and protection of springs, to reach a much larger project and have an impact on a much wider section of the communities that ADS Western serves. So what I'd like to see is that this work continues and the growth continues.
So the support that we give through ADS Western is very significant. We've been able to see a lot of lives changed through the programming, through the projects that we're implementing. Communities transform, communities take up their own leadership, communities advocate and spearhead their own development. So the impact that we are able to see through working with ADS Western has definitely been immeasurable.
Looking at the historical trend where we have come as ADS Western, initially we targeted 2,400 beneficiaries in 1997, but to date we have covered around 112,000 beneficiaries. And this includes 72,000 beneficiaries in food security and nutrition, 28,000 beneficiaries in health and social protection, 8,000 beneficiaries in climate change, adaptation and resilience, and 4,000 beneficiaries in governance and advocacy. The significance of increasing our areas of reach in terms of the beneficiary highlights that ADS as an organization has grown.
25 years later, partners, community members, and stakeholders all find pride in what a great organization Anglican Development Services Western continues to evolve to be.
Personally, I want to congratulate and wish well ADS as they celebrate their 25th anniversary.
Asante kwa sababu mimi nilisaidika.
I want to thank the current staff. They are well informed, they are educated, they can pursue their mission well.
ADS is a God-founded organization. It will not die.
I have seen it mold very many people, and I want to see it even more brighter than it is right now.
I want to take this opportunity to sincerely, and of course on behalf of the county government of Vihiga, to sincerely congratulate ADS Western for mainly mainstreaming matters of climate change and environment in Western, and I want to request them to keep on with the initiatives.
With ADS celebrating 25 years of its operation, as CSOs, we want to remember, were it not of the ADS, then our linkages with the county governments will not be really what it is.
In the next 5 years at ADS Western, I see ADS Western running a big resource center in Western Kenya, where all our beneficiaries, where all our stakeholders will be able to visit and be able to get an archive of the work we have done.
ADS wamefanya kazi mzuri kwa hii miaka 25. Nataka kuwashukuru kwa kutupatia nafasi sisi watu ya Mount Elgon kuzungumza.
And it's my prayer that as we celebrate, let's pray and plan for more for the future.
In the next 25 years, I would see ADS Western grow even more. We love the shared values, we love the shared goals, we love the similarity in principles, and we look forward into transforming more lives in the coming 25 years.
I would just like to say thank you very much to ADS Western for a really good journey over the last 25 years. It's been a great pleasure, it's been a privilege to work with such a good partner, and we hope the next 25 years will bring lots, not only of challenges, but challenges that can be overcome, and that the work continues and the impact for the communities that you serve will continue too. Thank you very much.
We are looking forward to an ADS Western that is sustainable. My call to ADS Western is that we really focus on the communities. And when we focus on the communities, our partners, the national government, the county government, we are sure shall be able to buy into our story and support the work that we are doing. So the future is bright.
Over the 25 years, a lot has and is still being achieved, and there's still more to be achieved. The journey continues.